So today I'm going to be doing an Ask Dani Noe, or this one's actually an Ask Drizzy because that is my nickname on Twitter, Drizzy, and it is explained in part 1 so you don't get confused. But I am so excited to do this video. You guys are always asking me to do Ask Dani videos, but I do have a little announcement before I start. I actually decided to make my own clothing and shirts and designs and stuff like that, and they are being sold now at districtlines.com/Dani-Noe, and it's going to be really exciting. I know a lot of YouTubers have used District Lines before to sell their own merchandise, but mine's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to do like new arrivals every so often, so it's going to kind of turn into maybe even a clothing line, you know, just like kind of introducing new designs. So it's not just going to be like shirts with my face on it, like there is one with my face on it because someone actually wanted that, but it's not just gonna be that. Like there's gonna be like there's gonna be quotes on shirts and stuff and blah blah blah. It's just gonna be super fun and I'm really excited. So I do have an Instagram, a new Instagram, and it's Dani Noe Apparel, that's the username, and I'll just be uploading new designs when they come out on the website. So it's just gonna be super fun. I'm really excited. So that was my little announcement. So if you want to go check that out, go to the District Line site or go check out my Instagram to see what's coming next and stuff like that. It's gonna be so fun. So yeah, with all that said, let's just get started into the Asked Drizzy video. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you wake up? P.S. I love you. The first thing that comes to my mind when I wake up is Dana's gotta go get a Red Bull out of the fridge and drink it. How did you start drinking Red Bull? So I was actually at a party and I was very thirsty, but as you guys know, maybe you don't, I don't drink alcohol. And I know like underage drinking and stuff like that would be illegal anyways, but I don't drink and everyone else was drinking, and so there was actually a huge pack of Red Bull, and I had never had an energy drink before. I've never had Red Bull, but I was really thirsty, so I grabbed a Red Bull, and when I drank it I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is heaven. What have I been missing out on? And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I drank another one, and then I drank a half of another one, so I had like 3.5. Would you ever dye your hair a wild color? I have dyed my hair a few like crazy colors, like on the bottom, like blue. I've done purple. I really want to dye my hair like pink or blue or something, but I would never do it myself, and I would never do it right now in my life, you know. Maybe one day, but I wouldn't say no to ever dyeing my hair a crazy color. Do you want any tats? Yes, I do want some tats. I want one right here. Actually, I'm not 100% sure where I want it, but I want one somewhere like in this area that says Faith. And then I also want one like on the back of my shoulder or something. I don't know exactly where, but I want one that says Follow Your Dreams. But I don't want to get it until I actually follow my dreams because I want it to be a message for other people. I know I've said this in a video before. I want it to be a message for other people to always follow their dreams. So when I'm walking down the street, like in California, like shopping on the beach or whatever, someone will maybe like look at my tattoo and it will say follow your dreams, and then they'll kind of be like, ooh, I need to follow my dreams. So it'll be like a message. So yeah, it will be an accomplishment for me and a message to others. Which female or male artist would you most like to collab with? I feel like me and Justin Bieber kind of have the same like style, voice, and I think that it'd be really cool to like collab with him. And I'm not saying like that I think that I'm actually gonna collab with Justin Bieber because that's crazy. Like I don't think I'm going, like I don't ever like assume that I'm going to do that, but that would be a huge like honor because he was the reason why I followed my dreams and why I'm following my dreams, and to collab with the person that inspired you is just the best thing in the world, you know what I'm saying? So if someone that who but suddenly they should not, when like why but would you? Say what? Why are you so inspirational? Well, I'm glad that you think that I'm inspirational. Honestly, I think the reason why I am so inspirational, I don't want to sound like conceited, like, oh, girl, I'm so inspirational. I'm so inspirational. No, but I think the reason why I try to be inspirational is because I know what it feels like to be inspired. And it's one of the most amazing things. And sometimes when you're inspired, it can be a life changer. And I really do want to be that person for a lot of other people out there and just show you that, you know what, you can follow your dreams, you can do whatever you want and be happy. So I think that's why I try to be as inspirational as possible and open up to you guys in so many different ways, because I really want you guys to know that you guys are worth it. You guys have your whole life ahead of you, and whenever there's something like hard in your life that's going on, you can get through it, and if I can get through it, you can. And I just think that being inspirational and inspiring people is just something that's always been really important to me, because I just really love and care about everyone, and I would never want anyone to hurt themselves or think that they are so alone. I felt so alone at times, but you know, I'm here and I'm gonna do what I do, dude. If you could live forever, would you, and why? No, I wouldn't, because I mean, like, you just, like, once you get older, you just get so cripply and old, and I feel like there's a point where if you were to live forever, you just turn up into a raisin. And I don't want to look like a raisin. And neither does Jaxie. What is your favorite soup? My favorite soup is chicken tortilla. About how many times do you spend on Twitter each day? Probably I wake up, I go on Twitter, and then I have my Twitter open till the end of the day, and whether I'm not on it or am on it, it's always open, so probably like 24/7. Would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life or feel like you need to sneeze but not be able to for the rest of your life? Personally, even though I hate the feeling of sneezing, like having to feel like I'm gonna sneeze for the rest of my life, I'd much rather do that than have hiccups, because I feel like it will come to the point where it just feels normal and I'll just kind of get used to it, and so I'll always kind of feel like I have to sneeze, but it will become normal. But if I had hiccups for the rest of my life, I would just be like every 2 seconds, and that would be really annoying. If you won the lotto, what would you do? If I won the lotto, I would probably buy a really nice car, move to California in a really nice house, and just go shopping. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Let's see. Caring, inspiring, and strong. If Justin DM'd you right now saying, do you want to bang, what would you do? That is an inappropriate question, Allie. How many, oh my gosh, this is funny. How many times can you say twerk in 50 seconds? Okay, well, let's start a timer. Stopwatch, ready? Can you see? Twerk, 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 twerk. 7 seconds and I can't even say twerk anymore, so you know what, we're just gonna stop. Is this going to be in the video? No. If you could do one thing without suffering the consequences or getting caught, what would you do and why? If I could do one thing without suffering the consequences or being caught, I would probably go to the White House and I would throw a huge party, like Project X style, with loads of Red Bull, and I would party with everyone and just be like, woo! And you know, we wouldn't get caught, so I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing to have a Project X style party in the White House. What's your usual bedtime? My usual bedtime is probably around 2 a.m. What inspires you to write, listen to music? Why? I've always liked music when I was little, but something that really actually inspired me to start actually writing my own music is I was watching MTV or E, I forget which one. It was like a Taylor Swift like episode, and it just showed that she started writing songs when she was really little, and then kind of just, and she's like a super good songwriter and stuff, so I don't know, that kind of like inspired me to actually start writing my own songs, because when I was little, it was kind of just like a little push to start writing again. I did write a lot of songs when I was little, even though they were tragic. Oh my god, the babies are fighting. I did write my own songs when I was little. They were really, really tragic, so I quit, and I just kind of forgot about it because, you know, I didn't focus as much on singing when I was like a little bit of a smaller teenager. So after seeing the Taylor Swift episode and like the artist episodes, it kind of inspired me to start writing again. So yeah. Are you planning to do any photo shoots? I mean, I'm not planning on doing any photo shoots, but I love doing photo shoots. They're super, super fun. But I mean, maybe in the future one day I'll do photo shoots. Who knows? I don't think I'm a person that really needs to do photo shoots right now, but I love them. What are you going to wear to Bangers tour? If you guys didn't know, I'm going to Bangers. I'm super excited. I love Miley Cyrus. I'm so excited to twerk with her. I'm actually going to be doing a video on my first channel getting ready for Bangers, so if you want to check out what I'm going to be wearing to the concert and what I wore and a little bit of snippets of the concert maybe, then go check out my first channel. It will probably be up in the next week or so. What's your favorite YouTube video that you've ever made and why? My favorite YouTube video that I've made is definitely my story video that I actually just put up. It was the video right before this one. That is my favorite one because I was just kind of able to get everything out, you know. I had always kind of like let you guys into my story, but it was always just really like little pieces, and you guys never got like the full like blown like story straight from the beginning. And it was just something that I really wanted to share and I really wanted to get out, and since I have done that, I feel like I'm so much free now and we don't have to focus so much on the past anymore, and we can just go forward because I've gotten everything out and I just feel so free. And there's already, I think, almost 1,000 comments on that video, and you guys have been telling me your guys' stories and telling you guys that you guys are here for me, and just know that I'm always going to be there for you. And just to see that that video really made an impact on so many people just really means a lot to me. So that's why that's my favorite video. What is something you regret and is something you wish you could go back to? The past few years, I've regretted a lot of things, and I always thought that I regretted them, but now as I look back, I actually am very happy with all the choices that I've made, because I feel like everything happens for a reason. There's reasons why I picked and choose different things even though I thought they were the wrong decision then. You know, they actually ended up being the right decision, you know. Online school I regretted because I felt so alone, and even though I felt alone at school, I felt even like more alone doing online school, and all these different like things that I've had to go through these past few years. I always regretted so many things, and now I don't regret anything that I've ever done because it's gotten me here. I'm this strong, and now like more than ever I'm more inspired to follow my dreams. And if I didn't do a lot of like the things that if I didn't choose the choices that I had chose, my life could be completely different. But I'm actually really glad with the life I'm having right now. Even though I'm still kind of alone, I'm finally inspired to take the first step into actually following my dreams and actually like going after a career and doing things, because all throughout high school I never knew what I wanted to do. I wanted, like, everyone would ask you like, oh, what are you going to major in college? What are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And I would just be like, oh my god, I don't even know. But now I'm so sure of what I want to do, and I'm just really happy. Tips on being confident. My biggest tip on being confident is just being yourself. I used to not be confident at all. I was always super self-conscious. I always thought I was like a loser. I thought I was worthless. I thought all these things. I cared way too much about what everyone thought about me. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to do any of that. I didn't want to deal with people, you know. I always just kind of looked down at the ground because I didn't want to make eye contact. I didn't want to do anything, and you know, it made me so unhappy. And like, I was making myself even more happy because I was kind of being my own bully, telling me all these things because, you know, other people weren't telling me things to my face. I kind of just assumed things. I assumed that everyone hated me and thought I was ugly and thought I was all these different things, you know, and I just was so not confident at all. And then I just kind of snapped out of it. I was like, dude, this is not the life you're going to be living. You need to do you. Drop whatever anyone else says. Wear the clothes you want to wear. Do the things you want to do. Do whatever makes you happy. And I know it's so hard because I worked on this for years, and I'm finally here today, super confident. I mean, I'm still not 100% confident, but I'm 100% more confident than I was a few years ago and even last year. But you know, you just kind of have to just drop it. Just look at yourself in the mirror and just be like, dude, I'm gonna make you happy. You're gonna have a good life. I believe in you. Dani, I believe in you. Just tell yourself. Myself, I believe in you. Like, I know it's so hard. And like I said, for years, I told myself that I believed in myself, but I was lying. But there's a point where if you kind of train your brain to actually really do believe, then you can become so confident and just screw what everyone else thinks, you know? Like, screw it. Like, I'm just gonna do this right now and say what I want and do what I want and, you know, F them, you know? So yeah, that's my biggest tips on being confident. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. Remember, Drizzy's my nickname. If you were confused, I explained what Drizzy meant in my first video, like the nickname, so make sure to go check out part 1 on my first channel, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DaniOfficial with 2 L's, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I just always love talking to you guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. So yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!